gator, alligator, after a while, crocodile. See you later.
Hey there guys, it's Paul from droneski.com and I heard you want to start flying FPV drones. Your wish is my command. This right here might just be a very good drone to get you started and help you get used to real racing drone without the need to actually crash an expensive one. Of course, there's also a way to learn how to fly by using a simulator with a drone mode for GTA 5. I'll make a video showing you how to do that soon. It's probably the best way to start flying FPV ever. You'll be actually amazed how realistic the simulator is. And that's how I learned to fly FPV drones in acro mode actually. The drone I'm talking about today is the Hubsan H122d X4. It's a brushed racing drone that comes in two different package versions. You can get it either just with the controller or with the controller and a set of FPV goggles. I got myself the package without the goggles because I have my own ones, which I'll link down in the description along with the link to the Hubsan itself, so you can check the price. First thing we know, there's a small yet badass looking drone colored like a wasp.
You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
This is the controller. Pretty minimalist. I'd never think about making a transmitter from a box. Oh, wait, no, the actual transmitter is inside. Well, shit, this suddenly got more boring. Anyway, even so, it seems pretty cool. We'll have a closer look at it soon. There's another box with a screwdriver and a micro USB charger, a set of spare props and screws. These are the manuals, pretty easy to read from what I can see. Now back to the drone.
Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to
Hubsan,
he could smell like he's me.
this drone is actually pretty close to more professional ones than you think. The frame is made from carbon fiber and is very resilient. The motors are 10mm brushed, but here's the thing, although brushed motors tend to burn easier, these ones are very easy to replace because they can be plugged in over here, and one motor costs about $3 to $4 or so. In front, there's a movable camera to set the angle to match the speed that you want to fly at. This black battery is 710 mAh, 7.6 volt, and is charged through this standard balance port. I like that the drone has a heat dissipation part. This means it's made to handle more than 2 batteries consecutively. Speaking about that, I'll leave links in the description for where you can get additional spare batteries. But just so you know, most 2S LiPo batteries work. You just have to fit them here. The canopy is made from plastic, and so is the cover for the movable tail antenna. A nice addition to the drone is the buzzer mounted below it. This will be very helpful when you're going to lose a drone in high grass or places where it could be harder to find. Yep, that happened to me a few times and I got saved by the sound. In the front, there's a pretty powerful LED that can be turned off from the transmitter, so you can spare some more battery. This right here is a micro USB slot, which means you can probably flash new software for this. And on the other side, there's a micro SD card slot. You can record what you're seeing with the drone directly on a card and watch it later or use it for videos just like I did now. The controller works with 4 AAA batteries. The controls are pretty well mapped on the transmitter. At top left, there's 2 buttons for taking photos and starting the recording. It's going to be very easy to know when you're recording, so no surprises when you get home and find out you didn't capture anything. There's a big ass sign on your goggles blinking when it's recording, so yeah. At the top right, there's 2 arrow buttons for trimming directions, left and right. If your drone tends to fly in a certain direction by itself, this is how you make it hover in place. The control sticks feel pretty nice. If you press on the left one, you can do automatic flips with the drone. If you press on the right one, you change between the 2 speed rates available. Let's call it normal and sport mode. In sport mode, the drone gets pretty fast and I recommend a larger area to fly in when in this mode. I tried flying inside the house in normal mode, but I definitely don't recommend this as an inside quadcopter. It's just too fast and twitchy for such small places. If your drone tends to go randomly in a direction, put it on a flat surface and do the following. Move the left stick to the left while moving the right one left and right fast. This hatch right here is made for putting a 5.8 GHz monitor if you have one. But I'm much more interested in flying with goggles personally. The FPV goggles that I have can also be turned into a monitor, so maybe your friends want to see better what you can actually see when you fly. And as you may notice, there's virtually no lag when it comes to the camera. This is the benefit of having a 5.8 GHz camera and not Wi-Fi. Now to tell you about my experience flying it. I've actually been quite impressed. It handles itself pretty well. I'm a little bit disappointed it doesn't have acro mode. For those who don't know, it's basically a flight mode where the drone is not stabilized at all. This Hubsan flies fast, but it won't allow you, for example, to turn it upside down. It's more convenient for beginners, but not for people trying to do more advanced flying. As a parallel, let me show you a short but very scary encounter with a dog. I was flying here, doing my own thing, and left my GoPro behind. Here's the dog sniffing it for a second. Then it probably heard my drone flying around, got excited, and when it saw me, jumped right for me.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Fortunately enough, he only sniffed me a little and barked a bit. But I must say, I almost pooped my pants. Good thing I could find the drone afterwards thanks to the beeper. It's a very resilient drone thanks to the carbon frame, and when it comes to the camera, I was also very impressed. It has a wide angle and the sharpness is on point. I had absolutely no difficulty flying this FPV. Landings were a little tougher, I must admit. Overall, this is a very good choice for people who want to get into FPV flying, but want to try an intermediate step. Plus, if you'll acquire a separate pair of goggles, you'll be using them with every 5.8 GHz FPV drone from now on. So it's a long-time investment. I really like how this drone looks and feels. It makes me smile when I watch it just sitting there. But keep in mind, this is not a first drone. If you don't know how to fly a drone at all, I recommend you start with something easier to fly first and only then try this. You can click in the corner to see my review on what I think is a pretty good beginner camera drone that actually records pretty well and is cheap. I think the best option for you right now, if you want to make things safer and have a backup plan, is to order both the Hubsan and the drone I'm talking about here simultaneously. This way you can learn the basics with the beginner drone and then transfer those skills to the sportier one over here. But if you already had a beginner drone, then this should not be such a problem for you. If you had one, please don't forget to tell me in the comments what kind of drone was it. Was it the Sima? I know that Sima is a pretty popular beginner drone. I have reviewed one over here. I would actually recommend it for beginners. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to see my future videos. That's because YouTube kind of fucks me up sometimes with their algorithm and my subscribers don't actually see the videos. So I strongly encourage you to also hit the bell notification icon. See ya later, alligator!
See you later, alligator.